Scar Claimant's right node. This is the deck that we did. 9 Foretell cards with Vega being there for draw, a lot of 3 flyers, a lot of removal, and we're gonna go. I recorded a previous video just talking about how I would build in general, just looking through what I had on my alt account, which is still missing quite a few of these cards, but even with that, we should be able to win pretty darn quickly here. Part of the reason we choose Karn as our planeswalker for this, one, if you have a small collection, you might need to play all 5 colors of Foretell just in order to have a quorum of Foretell cards to use with a limited collection. Also, the big thing though is its first ability, the pick a card, fetch that, then exile the others. That allows you to dig for Vega early, but also it will exile and foretell those other cards in your hand, which is great. So you'll remove other shields. In general, the sort of heuristic that I like to use when playing is each of these foretell cards has a number, which means how many shields it has on it. And then when all the shields go off of it, then you get to cast it for free. The heuristic is exile the cards from your hand with the most shields first, or with the highest number foretell first, then by the lowest. That way they'll all trigger off of each other. So here, I think we want to get a flyer on the board first, and then we'll probably wait for Poison the Cup after that, shortly thereafter, so we can get some draw and kill if they have anything. But might as well get some damage starting on the board. And I think I'd rather have that than the Raven form. So you'll notice as we're doing this, the event support is saying when a player foretells a card, which is exiling it from your hand, each of that player's supports loses 1 shield. So we'll notice that this was triggered each time. We've exiled 2 from our hand. Our first one was the Shepherd of the Cosmos. We'll notice it's lost 2 shields. Foretell the Poison Cup has lost 1. So now when we exile another card from our hand here, it will remove the last shield from the Shepherd, and then we get to cast it for free, which is great. And that's basically the whole gist of how this deck works. So we want to try to make sure that we're taking some good matches here to get up to loyalty, to activate the L1 a lot, and go from there. The opponent has black and green, so this is an interesting situation because, well, I might actually want to take the red and the loyalty. I think I just take the black and the green away from the opponent right here. So we'll just do that to do a kind of a defensive match there. Okay, so from here we have Demon Bolt in our hand, so that will get our Poison the Cup, and then that will go back to our hand fully charged here, which is great. And then we have 1 shield on the Raven form, and then 1 shield on the Beacon Bolt. So there's a couple different ways we can go here. We can take a red into loyalty. We can also take a blue into loyalty and kill the Demon Bolt to have it in our hand, which I think I'm going to do. So now we'll see that goes to our hand and that falls there. So that worked out even better. This is an interesting choice. What we can actually do here if we want to is kill our own creature, and that would allow us to draw 2 more cards. Weirdly enough, I think I'm actually going to do that here because the whole name of the game is to have cards in your hand that you can foretell. Might be slightly premature for that, but we do get some other cards here to use. I should have actually disabled this Demon Bolt in my hand if possible so I could flash it if needed, but that's okay. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to turn this off. And right now we're going to show what we can do with the loyalty ability. So we have 2 Jarls in hand, so and we have all Foretell 3s. If you have duplicates, you tend to want to play out one of those cards, but then wait to use the other until that's off the board. Because basically how Foretell works is when a card with Foretell is exiled, if you don't control a Foretell token of this card, which it will make, then you get to foretell it. But if I would take Jarl and then exile the other Jarl while I already have the foretold token on the board, it doesn't do anything. So we'll do one Jarl first, which will bring the Raven form back to hand, then the Poison the Cup, then we will activate the Karn ability. Okay, so now we'll activate the Karn ability. We'll notice what's on the board are Foretell or Poison the Cup and Jarl of the Forsaken, and we have one Jarl of the Forsaken in hand. So let's go ahead and activate this ability. Yes, Vega, that's perfect. That means we will be exiling 2 onslaughts, which ideally they'd be 2 different cards, but that's okay. And so this will probably remove 1 shield, and Vega's great because he's blue and white as well, so our mana bonuses will be bumped that way. Good, so we saw that the Jarl came back to hand, and also when we did that, the Alliance of the Worthy thing was triggered. And now since the Jarl is on the board, we can exile the one that we have in hand and get another copy of that on the board. Great. And now we had Kaya's Onslaught, which is awesome. So what I want to do here is get Vega on the board as soon as possible. And then once he's on the board, I can start casting all this other stuff. And then when I cast a Foretold card, I get to draw a card to replenish my hand, and then this guy gets buffed. So we'll win in pretty short order after that. So we've already foretold a bunch of cards, and we need to summon 2 more creatures with flying. One will be Vega, and then we'll get something else pretty soon after that. So let's see, of what we have here, blue and white, we do have some bonuses too, and Greg likes green and black. So we try to take those if possible. So maybe I just take the green and black from the opponent, or the green, and that's actually pretty good because I could get a loyalty, a red, or a green match. So we'll just do that. There may have been something better if I looked a little more, but I didn't. Okay, so they copied our dude. So I think what I want to do here is just depart, and that will only have 1 shield, so it actually gets to be played, which is awesome. So of these, I'm trying to think of what makes the most sense to do here. If I can actually, which I can because there's white, so this is what I'm going to do. I am going to cast Vega, and then I'm going to get to draw cards when I cast my other stuff. So we'll have a Demon Bolt and then Depart the Realm to bounce the opponent's thing. So let's go ahead and take the white match here. Vega goes onto the board. I could kill their thing, but I think I'm just going to throw this at their face and just bounce that back to their hand. So we see that I got to draw a card off of that, and my guy got pumped, which is great. And we bounced it back to their hand. We have 2 fresh cards, which is awesome. Great, so they put that back on the board. That's fine. We have another Vega. I'm wondering if I want that now, because I do need to cast 1 more flyer. What do I have on the board? I have just a Jarl. So actually, I probably want to get rid of a card in hand. And again, looking at this, we're going to use the order that I talked about to... Actually, I'm going to get rid of the Vega. It might be greedy, but I bet I can draw into a different flyer. But so we have a Foretell 3 and a Foretell 2. I'm going to do the Foretell 3 first, and then the Foretell 2. Great. We have that. And you notice we get to draw a card off of that, which is awesome. And our Vega's getting very big here. Foretell that. Then we're going to go ahead and cast Akaya's... nope, what we're going to do here, actually, is activate this ability. Grab a Shepherd of the Cosmos, because we need another flyer. And then we'll exile 2 other cards to get rid of some more shields and stuff on the board. I think we just have 2 cards there. Yep. And that was great. I actually probably should have exiled 1 more card from my hand, because I did end up losing one card because I didn't have room for it. So that's something you have to do sometimes, is just make room in your hand. And here might have also been another exception, because if I would have done the Kaya's Onslaught first, then I would have had that lose shields and draw another card when I cast it. So again, exceptions to some of the general heuristics, but that's the general gist. So you'll notice now we still need one more flyer, but Shepherd of the Cosmos, we can get him this turn, and then we can start kicking Greg's booty. So actually what I'm going to probably do here is do that same sort of trick. I'm probably actually just going to poison my cup my own creature. I know it's kind of counterintuitive, but I just want to be able to keep looping and pump up Vega a bunch. So let's go ahead and take the blue match here to kill my shield. We'll get that guy on the board. Perfect. Continue pumping my stuff. We'll make our Vega big double strikey, which is awesome. I think we're gonna kill... that's actually an interesting question. I know I have another Shepherd coming, but I think my Shepherd's summoned second this turn, so I think I'd rather attack with the Earl. So we'll kill that guy. Great. All right. So of these that we have here, we've got one Kaya's thing. So I'm trying to think through this because I need to have room in my hand, but I think I do this. So we have Vengeful. So Vengeful, then Shepherd, then Poison the Cup probably. I think I'm doing this right. So let's see. There we go. That's back in hand, which is great. And the Onslaught we do want. 2 left. So now we do a Shepherd. And then we do a Poison the Cup. We should get one more card in hand off of this, which is great. So Shepherd, Poison the Cup. And you'll notice our Vengeful Reaper we were able to get out, so now we can exile another Vengeful Reaper, which is good. I think I do actually want, and now I'm going to just exile this guy because I want to start maybe having Shepherds, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so we're drawn into a lot of Vengeful Reapers, but that's okay. I don't think we care too much about the Raven form here. I want to make sure I have room in my hand when we're exiling stuff here. So I'm going to just pick it apart the realm because one will go to hand, one will be exiled. And even then I might not have quite had room, but let's see. What else is left? A Shepherd of the Cosmos, so now we can get rid of one of these guys. A Vega. I think I actually needed more room there, so yeah, it can be a little tricky, but we're just doing this fast. I just need to finish this and go to bed, but wanted to record this before we got started here. There is one more Vengeful Reaper, so we'll wait on exiling the one in hand, but we can ooh, this guy actually, no, I'm wrong. So what we can do, because I thought this was Foretold, and you notice that the ones in hand with the orange symbol are the Foretold ones. So actually we can get that in one more Vengeful Reaper out, which is great. So we'll exile a Demon Bolt, which will bring that other one back to hand. Great. Here's one of those tricks I was talking about where we'll do an exception here because Seraph will go in, lose one shield, and then Vengeful Reaper will be able to kill Seraph, so we get, or bring it in, so we get to draw an extra card off of it. So this, again, this is one of these exception points. I think we'll get rid of that guy. Great. Got a couple more seraphs, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that in there. And then we should just be able to win here. We can Kaya's Onslaught. We can poison the cup. And should just be able to win here. I'm just going to make some extra room in my hand. So let's go. Onslaught this guy, so it'll be able to win just attacking by itself. Be drawing some other stuff here, but we'll just throw some damage at the opponent's face. Burn their creature, so we get to draw some cards. And then we'll get a swing. So we noticed it was easy. We made a bunch of creatures. We foretold a lot. I wasted a lot of time talking and explaining things which were probably obvious, but there we go. Really easy win. Just taking whatever I had in my alt limited collection. With Karn, all the Foretell cards, Vega if you have it, and you get a pretty easy win like that. It takes a while and you got to figure out the sequencing, but it's super easy. Hopefully this is helpful. Geralt and Kalis and some of the other folks. So hope this is helpful. Good skill in the event, everyone. And let's kick butt. Let's see if we can get 4 FTA teams into the top 8 this time. All right. Take care, everyone. Victory.